What's up, guys? Neon here, and I just wanted to go over, after streaming last night a lot of Halo Infinite, I just wanted to go over my initial impressions and talk about some of the pros and cons of this. I guess it is technically a beta, so I just wanted to quickly go over that and see what they could possibly improve and or just make even better in time for launch. So, before I hop in, I do want to say this was footage captured on the Xbox One X version of the game, so I don't have access to the PC version or the Xbox Series X version right now. So this is what I do have access to, and this is how I played the game. And another disclaimer: I know that there's some issues with the PC version about it not being able to recognize the DX12 or something along those lines, making some players unable to play the game. So without further ado, let's sort of go into some of the pros and cons of the Halo Infinite multiplayer beta. To start out, I kind of want to go over some of the pros, and what some of those are is I really enjoy all of the maps, and the gameplay, just like the test flight, is really fun and really well done. Now we have access to majority of the weapons, if not all the weapons and equipment in the game, and with that comes a lot of experimenting. And I would say, outside of maybe the Disruptor and still the drop wall, I didn't find many issues with any of the weapons. Those are probably the two weakest parts of the sandbox right now, in my opinion. The rockets got a huge buff compared to the test flight, where I had a moment during that where I hit a mongoose direct on, and it didn't even kill the mongoose, let alone the driver. That's pretty much completely gone. Rockets are proper power weapons again, and I'm pretty happy about that. Map design, so far we've only gotten a taste of about five, or I'll flash the exact number of maps for Arena we've have access to, but from what I played, and if they're going to add more at the launch of the game, which I hope they do, it's a good selection. They're really well made, and it seems like some maps, like I think it's called Test Flight or Launch Site, might be what the map is called, are going to be made for certain modes. Like Launch Site was made for the one flag mode, but it also had Slayer for it, and that was really cool. I can see it if it limits the amount of maps we get being a detriment, but if it doesn't, I could see it being used for some very unique maps in the future of the game. But overall, like, the game runs super smoothly on the Series X when put into performance, or not Series X, the One X when put into performance mode, and I barely had any issues outside of Big Team Battle, which I'll talk about more about that in the con section. Guns felt super stable and fun to use. The BR felt amazing. The sidekick was fun. The AR isn't as powerful as it was in the BTB test flight, but they seem to have struck a really nice balance to where it's still really strong if used correctly, but not overpowering if compared to some of the other weapons. Like I said, I'm not the best at a lot of the weapons, like the Storm Rifle or some of the other ones, but some of the weapons did seem really nice. Like, I do like the new Stalker Rifle, which seems to be like a carbine sniper hybrid. So that was really cool. It looked really nice. Skewer was fun. Sniper's feeling amazing. Overall, just guns felt really fun and good to use on the most part. The sword, oh my god, the sword combined with like thrusters, repulsor, and grapple hook is such an addicting weapon to use. It's like a weirdly balanced version of the Halo 2 sword. It's got an amazing lunge range, and it's got a pretty wide melee arc as well nearby you, so that's really fun to use to sneak behind some enemies and cut them all down while they don't notice. That was pretty fun. So, very happy about what they did to the sword. The sniper feels amazing. It's satisfying to land shots with, and it's probably the hardest one to use since Halo 3, and I mean that in a good way. And the battle pass. So some of the cosmetics, and this will partially lead into the con section as well, but first to get into the pros. So essentially, at least for the standard US dollar, 100 credits is equal to $1. So the battle pass is $10, and for not having to worry about completing it in a set amount of time, with it being a thing that you keep, that's a pretty good price. However, I am going to take this moment to move on to some of the cons of the game. Starting with that same battle pass system. For some reason, it is essentially $28 to get the premium battle pass bundle, and that feels a little steep in my opinion. For you just getting the battle pass and an extra 25 levels, I do feel that is a little steep to pay compared to what it could have been. However, I don't see much reason to buy the bundle unless there's something within the first 25 levels that you just gotta have. However, the grinding for levels on the battle pass is kind of, at the moment, steep. You'll see a lot of other Halo players kind of complaining about this, but it's because it is a very valid criticism. There's not a lot of ways to gain XP towards the battle pass, and what few you do don't give a lot of XP, with each level requiring 1,000. So, and when you're out of weekly challenges, there's not going to be much for you to do. And some of the prices on the cosmetics as well is a little steep. Like, I don't think I think it's the, like, Zavadia bundle is essentially $20 for one armor set, and I don't think that's really worth it, in my opinion. And then a couple of small complaints about the customization is how, for some reason, armor coatings are exclusive to certain armor cores. I do think that's kind of a boring limitation in some cases, because there would be probably some armor coatings and visors that would look amazing on, like, let's say the EVA helmet, because the EVA helmet is probably looking the best it's ever looked. And with that, and not being able to use some of the coatings and visors on other armor cores, it kind of is a weird limitation that I think would be best lifted if possible. And then other cons I have, the servers on Big Team Battle, as fun as Big Team Battle is, the servers specifically on Big Team Battle, I've noticed, are very rough at the moment. And it kind of makes it not fun to play, between shots not registering in time, melee not registering in time, or just other things like the game feeling really jittery. There was one weird glitch that happened to me a couple times when I get hijacked from Banshee, to where sticks and stuff got all weird and messed up. Like, it was like I was in the air yet on the ground. I don't know how to really explain it. Banshee still felt fairly weak. The Disruptor felt really weak. Drop Shield still doesn't really feel worth it to me right now. I could, maybe with more experimenting, that will change. But, yeah, I would definitely say there's a lot more good than bad. But at the same time, if this, having only having like 3 or 4 big team battle maps and I think like 5 to 7 arena maps, it's kind of rough. It's kind of a rough map selection, assuming this is all we get. But because this is a multiplayer beta, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. We could very well see way more maps introduced at launch. And if and when that happens, I will look forward to it. And I really looking forward to what they have, because what we have so far, in my opinion, has been very quality. Another small, minor complaint that could very well just be because this is technically a beta: the inability to choose what modes you want to play. Because I got some friends that don't like playing objective modes, unlike myself, who doesn't really care. Having the option to play only Slayer, or only Oddball, or only Strongholds, yada yada yada, would be something that the game should have. And I'm not sure, I hope we do get it. I wish that, I hope we get the ability to not only choose what modes we play, but also more modes like free-for-all. I hope free-for-all makes a return. And yeah, overall, definitely positive. I do think there's some things that need to be worked on, like certain limitations that I could be unaware of with the armor customization, because I haven't bought some armor cores or whatever. Also, like I said, how certain parts are locked on the customization. I also do wish we would get more of a classic style emblem system, but those are just personal things. Overall gameplay, phenomenal. Maps have been great. Big Team Battle could use some work on the server side at least. But overall, I'm having a lot of fun with this. And I appreciate you dudes sitting through this small little video. And I hope to see you guys in the near future for whatever it may be.